Hi, I'm Alicia Verwee and you're here at Educating. If you're new, our job is to keep you on the cutting edge of education. Today in our video we're going to be talking all about one of our new resources called KIBO, specifically for early learners. We've spent a lot of time recently researching for early learners and some awesome ways to implement great project-based learning with coding and robotics in your classroom. And yes, it is going to be awesome. We're going to talk all about what it is, how to use it, and the great research behind it. But before we do that, we've got some housekeeping that we need you to take care of. So please make sure that you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that you're notified every single time we post a new video. We don't want you to miss out. And with that, we're going to go ahead and jump in and get started talking about KIBO. So let's talk about what KIBO is. KIBO is basically a big wooden robot. It's awesome because it does the basics of teaching children exactly what robotics is, how it works, and the logistics behind coding. And you say, really? Early learners? How young? We can go pre-kindergarten. We can go down probably till about age 3 with this robot, and it is amazing. They truly understand what they're doing and the purpose behind why they are programming it the way they are. In addition to KIBO being a great robot, I love all of the resources that come with KIBO. First off, let's look at all of the different sensors and options. I hope you could see that. These are all the parts and pieces that you're going to get with KIBO, and we're going to go over these in just a moment. In addition to that, there are tons of resources for the teacher. So you get lots of booklets and curriculum resources. You have choices amongst these as to exactly what you purchase. One of my favorites is the Creating with KIBO, and the reason that I like this has a lot to do with the way that it's laid out. So if you can see that, there are some great lesson plans and things included in here, and it's very step by step, and I'm actually going to walk through a couple of these with you in a moment so you can see exactly what is in them. The design journal. Now, if you guys know me and you know how I operate my classroom, you know I'm all about project-based learning and STEM, and I use the engineering design process routinely. So this little booklet is awesome because that's exactly what it does, is it helps young learners actually document their process. And so you'll see it actually has the engineering design process here for them. They're going to learn all about it, and in addition to that, it walks them through the steps. And so we use things that young learners can do, like draw out your process. So ask, what questions are you going to ask? What is the robot or the problem solution that you're going to imagine? So it literally walks them through step by step, and it comes with some stickers. So we know if we've got that learner that's going to have a little difficulty writing or documenting their process, you can also utilize some of the stickers that come with it. So excellent, excellent resources. There is an activity center guide that comes with it as one of the options, and we're going to be walking through some of the specific activities in here just to give you an idea as to what's in the booklet. I really love this because, as I said, it's laid out for educators. I'm going to show you here exactly what they're including. So they tell you what supplies you need. They're going to go through the lesson plan in detail, so you can see that. And it's going to let you know exactly what next-gen standards for science that you are connected to, and it also covers your computer science standards. So they've covered all the bases for you. Again, great company, Kinder Labs. You can see here I have a pile of resources that are options. So really you just get to pick and choose what's going to work best for you. There's several different packages available, and of course I'm going to link all of that down below as to where you purchase KIBO and what resource packages and curriculum packages are available for you. So all those will be linked down below this video, so make sure you check that out. We also have created a KIBO Tech Coach Playbook for those of you just getting started with KIBO. All of your resources are in one awesome location for you. one page, go to it, everything you need to get you jump started is all right there. So make sure you check that out as well if you're wanting some additional information on KIBO. This is over 120 hours worth of curriculum that you're going to get as part of one of the packages with KIBO. Amazing. And guys, this is backed by tons of research. Tufts University and KinderLab Robotics have partnered. The creator of KIBO is a physician, and she worked with Tufts University. There's over 20 years of research back behind this little wonderful robot here. So we're going to go ahead and jump in, do some projects, and see exactly how KIBO operates. So let's check that out. So KIBO, let's talk about what it is. KIBO is this wonderful little robot here. It is mainly a big block of wood until you do something with it. What I love about KIBO is the way that it's set up to rationale for the students. You get things like these sensors. Notice this looks like an eyeball. So that's exactly what it does. It helps KIBO see. And then you've got the ear. And obviously it helps KIBO hear. So that's the way the sensors are set up, which is very logical for young learners. They can see what they're dealing with, understand the connection between what they're programming on the robot and what it does. So this is that screen-free coding that makes those algorithmic connections and the coding logical connections for those early learners. I was totally blown away by the logic behind KIBO and the research behind KIBO. All right, so what we have here is our KIBO robot. Okay, we're going to be working with some of our sensors and our parts here, looking at all of those and what they do. And if you will look here in front of me, you see these blocks. These are how we program KIBO. So this is what tells KIBO exactly what coding we want to go in the bot. So as you can see, they're in block style, perfect for young learners, easy to manipulate. They come with these little wooden pegs on the end of them, and they literally fit together. So just like building blocks. We're using what young learners are used to dealing with. We want to develop those hand-eye coordination skills and really then make that connection logically to robots, and I need to tell my bot what to do. Now, what I have that I'm working from is the Creating with KIBO booklet, and we are going to start out with a specific lesson. The lesson is, what is a program? The basics, right? What are we doing? What are we creating? It gives you all the background as a teacher, and we're going to implement something that students know all too well at this age, the hokey pokey, right? So let's start out with the basics. I'm going to recreate the activity with the sequence of instructions. The first thing we have to do is tell KIBO to start. So we're going to begin. It tells us to do a forward block. So I am going to connect that forward block. So there we go. And then we're going to beep. So we want him to make sound. Connect our sound block. And we have to tell it that that is the end of our program, so we need our end block. So that is our sequence or our program that we need KIBO to run. Now, before KIBO can run, we have to give him some wheels. He can't operate at the moment. So we have to insert some of our parts that he's going to need. We're putting in for our motors here, and then we need to connect our wheels. They snap on. Again, we're using basic building concepts. Students are used to this. So now KIBO can move. We have installed the wheels. In addition, we need to make sure that we tell KIBO what we want him to do. So we're going to turn KIBO on. That's our button up here. So we're turning him on. If you could see, he's now flashing. And these barcodes on our blocks are what give KIBO the instructions. So we are going to scan our barcodes. So if you could hear that, I had a beep for each block. I had 4 beeps and I have 4 blocks. That means it scanned each of my blocks. Now KIBO has his instructions. Let's run him. So press our button. There you go. He went forward and he beeped. That is exactly what our program told him to do. Now, if you notice, he was running a little bit on the wanky side, and that's because I did that. I put my wheels on where they were not the same on both sides. So I need to fix my wheels, and we're gonna run him again. And there you go. He's now running smoothly. So this is the type of problem solving that your students will be able to do. So if Johnny ran this program and he's running all wobbly like that, that's the first thing I'm going to do is ask Johnny, why do you think KIBO isn't running smoothly? And try to allow Johnny to problem solve what he needs to fix, which is exactly what engineers in the real world do. And that is what project-based learning is all about. Notice I did all of this without ever touching a screen. And very logically, I can understand as a student each thing that KIBO did. So let's up the stakes a little bit. We want to do the hokey pokey. So I am going to add a few things into the mix here. So I have my begin block and I have my forward block. I'm going to leave those. But I also want KIBO to then go backwards. So I'm going to add the backward. And then I want him to beep. I'm sorry, I don't want him to beep yet. I want him to turn left. So forward, back, turn left. So I did that. And then we are going to ask him to shake. Remember, we shake it all about in the hokey pokey. Turn yourself around. So we're going to spin. And then we want him to beep so that we know he has finished his little hokey pokey dance. And don't forget, we have to tell it that we are ending our code. So this is now our new code chain. Notice it's a lot longer, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. And so when I scan my code, I need to count. So here's another skill that we're teaching, right? We're teaching counting. And so we are going to make sure that KIBO scans 8 blocks. So I need to scan him. So I've got to hit my button. I've got to hold it down so that it begins to okay. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I've scanned 8 blocks. So now KIBO should perform this exact sequence. So let's try it out. Pressing my button, forward, backwards, shaking, spin, and beep. So KIBO performed all of those tasks. So let's see that one more time. Going to begin and go forward, backward, turn left, shake, spin, and beep. So there you have it. We actually just did the hokey pokey KIBO verse. So we have actually performed the one of the first few activities in the booklet, Creating with KIBO. So that being said, let's look at some of the specific sensors. Now we've seen the beep, so we see that he can make sound. We've seen the beep, so we know that he can make sound. Now what we want to do is test out some of our sensors. So if we clap, we want him to do something. So let's do that. He's going to listen for a specific sound. So we're going to make it so that when KIBO hears a clap, he is going to light up a red light. So I first got to give him a way to hear it. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to install our sound sensor so that he can hear. And I love the fact it looks like a little ear. So obviously those young learners, right, we're dealing with body parts. They can make a connection. We use our ears to hear. So you have all of these locations, and it doesn't matter which slot that I install out of the 4 for KIBO. So they can match up the shape on the bottom and install it so that you could see if I try to put it this way, it doesn't fit, just like a building block. So I'm going to have to turn it to where it will fit in the location that I want. Oh, well, I want it in the front of KIBO. Well, then I can put it over there. So it literally fits in any of the 4 spaces that the student wants to install it on, and it doesn't matter. So we have that. Now, if I want a light to light up, I've also got to give him the light in order for it to do that. If I don't install the light can't light up. So again, I can put this light in any location that I like. It does not matter where the student chooses to do it. So I've put my light here and I have his ears. So now KIBO can hear. Now I have to set up my program. So I have to, again, tell my code that it's going to begin a new code sequence. I want him to go forward. I want him to wait for the clap. When he hears me clap, right, so I'm putting my wait for clap. I want him to light up a red light, and then I want him to go backwards, and then that is going to end my code. So I have to tell it that that's ending my sequence. So we've got begin, forward, wait for clap, red light on, backward, and then end. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. So I should hear KIBO scan 6 times. So again, pressing my button, I'm going to hold it, and my red light starts flashing, so I know that I am ready now to begin scanning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And the more that the students do the block scanning, the quicker it gets for them, because they will get more and more used to what angle that KIBO needs to be held at for him to read the barcodes. So that being said, let's run our program and see what happens. Forward. It's going to wait for the clap. And the red light lights up, and he's going to go backwards, and he's done. So KIBO ran our program. Now, notice that I had to clap really loud and really close to KIBO. The reason for that, it is designed to be in a classroom. And so we want to make sure that it's not picking up all of these other noises in the background. If you've got students in multiple groups, we don't want KIBO reacting to everybody else's stuff. So that's the reason that you have to clap really close to the ear, and it has to be relatively loud so that KIBO can recognize that sound. So again, one more time, forward, he's going to wait for the clap, and the red light comes on, and he's going to go backwards, and it's done. And folks, that is as simple as it gets. You have additional blocks so they can even advance into repeats and loops. All of those more sophisticated coding things that you'd like to get into, and it is made for little hands, little people, and little minds. It's amazing. KIBO is a definite must check out. You can also utilize this centerpiece here. There are rotating things that you can connect. You can show off artwork. They can design all kinds of projects. Again, make sure you go and check out our Tech Coach Playbook. You can see lots more that KIBO can do. But we recommend KIBO definitely for those young learners if you really want to get into some awesome project-based and STEM learning and integrate coding and robotics, and you don't need any technical equipment other than KIBO. No screens, no computers, no tablets. So be sure and check it out. We'd love to hear back what you think all about KIBO and your implementation in your classroom. If you've got some great projects that you'd like to share, we'd obviously love to see those. And who knows, you might show up on our Tech Coach Playbook if you offer us something really great that we can share with everyone else. Make sure and check out the links below. Again, I'm going to link the Tech Coach Playbook. I'm also going to link where you can purchase KIBO and all of your curriculum for KIBO. We hope that you enjoy KIBO as much as we do and implement it in your classroom with your awesome little students. Thanks again for watching here at Educating. We hope that you continue to support us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And be sure that you tell everyone you know all about this video if you think someone else could benefit from knowing about KIBO. Happy teaching, guys, and we'll see you here for the next one.